Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verify business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to cloud test lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
So now redeploy the application. The exception is no such EJB exception. If you are trying to invoke stateful or session bean, once it has removed from the session, then it will throw no such EJB exception. This will be only for me because stateless, anyway, it won't maintain any conversation state. Let's wait for the server start. See, this time your stateless and stateful both are registered with the JNDI. Stateless bean, stateful bean. Now stop from this level. Server has stopped. Now start from this level. Meanwhile, we'll change the so I'm going to use the same file. Currently, my code is my JNDA is account stateful bean. So I'm going to call first the remote object.deposit, and after that I'm going to call the get balance, and this time object2. So this will create a separate bean instance, and it should return the value as 1000. EJB beans registered, server has started. See here, you can see that all your queues and topics. Let us log into console. Username and password, admin and admin. So previously we have configured the MS Nations by using this particular link, and here on top of that, here you can see that there is one data sources. You will get directly the default DS. You can create one more. Just expand this one. I guess we have discussed about this one also last time. So currently you can see that based on no transaction data source, I have created the MySQL underscore service. Currently, what is the name that we have given? We have used MySQL underscore access. Just open this one. Here you can see that with the configuration tab, you can specify the JNDI name, username, password, and minimum pool size, maximum pool size, JDBC driver class. This is the driver class, com.mysql.jdbc.driver, and this is the connection URL. This driver class needs to be available in class path. That means you are supposed to specify the driver class within your lib folder of your server default lib folder. So currently you can see that I have placed the jar file at this level. If you didn't place the jar file, it won't create the connection properly because it couldn't able to find the class file, whatever that you have specified. Currently change this one to MySQL access. Let us see whether it works properly or not. It hasn't registered properly. Let us change at this level only. MySQL underscore service. MySQL underscore service. It was supposed to start lot of the reason it will take so much time. So server has started. You can see that here, bound connection manager, data source binding, name is MySQL underscore SVC to JNDA name Java colon MySQL underscore service. That's the reason I have used Java colon MySQL underscore SVC as our JNDA lookup name. I'm not going to start from the command prompt. Let us go and execute at the same level. Both JVMs are running parallelly now. Open our client code. We'll check in logs. Open logs. So execute from the client level. The name is account stateful bean. Correct. Okay, we are supposed to convert this to stateful bean. You can see that the first one, available balance is 1250 because we have called the deposit method and it has created a separate object for that. And for the second one, we don't have deposit method and it has directly called the get balance method. Verify in our logs. You can see that post construct initialize method called and it has printed the wrapper JDBC connection, org JBoss resource adapter JDBC JDK6 wrapped connection. So this was created by your JBoss application server or the container itself. See, for each and every execution for stateful bean, it will create an instance. Let us say go and call remote object one dot. See, currently I'm trying to call remote object one dot remove method. Remove method called. You can see that post construct initialize method called stateful bean total balance, return total balance, remove object method called to remove the session bean, pre-destroy method called. So whenever a remove object method called, this will remove the session. So before that, it will call the pre-destroy just before destruction if you want to do any kind of stuff. Currently, I want to do the connection release or that kind of stuff. So when you call, it will automatically invoke the pre-destroy. And this one, post construct initialize method called, this is for the second bean which you are trying to access. Let us say once you have destroyed, let us try to call get balance method one more time. Once a bean has removed from the session, when you try to access that one, you can see that this will throw no such EJB exception because the object was not available and you are trying to access that particular object. Container itself will throw back an error because it couldn't able to locate the object in the memory or the session object in the memory, and it will throw directly an exception back to the caller, nothing but to our client. See, that's the reason I haven't started at this level, because it will for each and every execution it will redeploy because you are going to save some file within your application. Message driven beans. Message driven beans, it is just a small topic only. We can complete in another 15 minutes. Message driven beans, they are used to receive the messages asynchronously from a JMS provider. We have already completed all the details related to JMS provider. So I'm going to directly listen to one of the JMS queues and I will push some messages, 5 or 10 messages to the JMS queue, and those messages will be automatically received by my MDB directly. To configure a message driven bean, you need to annotate with an annotation called message driven. The message driven annotation will be used to inform to the container that this is a MDB. And once after that, you are supposed to provide some properties. Properties nothing but what is the name of the queue and whether you are going for queue or topic, or does it require an acknowledgement or not. So such type of properties you can set based on an annotation called activation config property. Let us go and create one message driven bean. New, select message driven bean, select class name as message beans, destination type queue, click on finish. I haven't provided destination name. I'll write it separately. So here you can see that your message bean, it has implemented an interface called message listener. This is an optional one. Even though if you didn't implement, that's also fine because you have provided the annotation @message driven. And @message driven, that is the annotation which requires an attribute called activation config. The activation config is the configuration properties. Here you can see that the activation config, it has configured only one property. You can configure many properties. Take this one. Put a comma and configure one more property. Configure one more property. So here destination type you have mentioned as javax.jms.queue, and you need to provide the destination name. Property name is destination and the name is h2kq. That's what we have used last time. And one more property is acknowledgement mode. Acknowledge mode. These three are mandatory parameters for EJB listener. So you should provide these three properties. Once you have configured these properties with annotation, no need to specify any kind of details within your message listener. Your message bean, either it can implement message listener or it can avoid. There is no restriction. But you need to provide a definition for public void on message which accepts a message. This on message will be called by your container whenever there is a message that was available for h2kq. So that means whenever there is a message onto your queue, your container will get the message and it will push the message to your message beans, and also it will call on message method of your message driven bean. Let us verify if message instance of text message then directly convert that to text message. And finally print the message. MDB message received plus message dot get text. If you are receiving some other message, verify whether it is a binary message, byte message or object message, and once after that convert that similarly and then execute, and then retrieve the data. So once you have written all this information, no need to provide any kind of stuff at this level, and your container understands based on this information only during the deployment. So now deploy this application onto the server. Before that, do we need to change any kind of stuff in our stateful? That's fine. Let us start the server. Once you have used MDB, It's not required for you to maintain any kind of connection factory or retrieving those details, because your application server has access to the connection factory, has the access to your destination name as well. So your container has the access to both connection factory and destination, and it knows whenever there is a message available onto your destination queue. Once it has verified that there is a message, and the message will be posted automatically to your MDB, and it will call directly the onMessage method. So the onMessage method invocation is asynchronous, which means it's not required for you to go and get the message, and the message will be pushed.
Chris?
Yep.
Can you please repeat the last 2-3 sentences, because it was breaking in between?
Yeah, okay. See, when we are using receive method, come back to our JMS code. When you are using receive, you are explicitly asking the thread to wait until a message has by using receive method. So that means for topic, you are supposed to subscribe upfront, and then only you can get the message. And for queue also, you are supposed to explicitly ask the JMS provider to get the message. For MDB, it is just like a listener which will be registered during the application startup itself. Let me start from this level. We can see in the logs itself. See, when you are deploying your application onto the application server, the container will verify files, and here you have mentioned that this is an MDB. Then it will use this MDB and register to this particular queue with the destination H2K queue. So or a send message to the queue.
You're breaking.
Receiver and the container will invoke the on. Or my voice is still breaking.
Your voice is breaking.
Are you able to hear my voice? Is it clear now?
But when you speak fast, I think it's getting messed up.
Okay. Is it clear now?
Now it is clear.
Okay. Yeah, let us start the server, then we'll take a look at that one. Then we can understand easily. Currently, you can see that the EJB has started message beans. That is the name of your message driven bean. Let us take a look at your queue details. Now go to our destination H2K queue. You can see that there is already one consumer available. The consumer is your EJB itself. During your EJB startup, whenever it has created, EJB has started, it will register to your queue as a listener. So whenever there are messages that are pushed to your queue, that are sent to your queue by the sender, this consumer will receive the message automatically. So currently that was handled by your container. So once the message has received by the container will invoke the onMessage method of the register. Currently your message beans is the only one which is the register or listener for your H2K queue. So I'm going to send 5 messages from my queue example. Currently my send message I have just slightly modified to put a for loop and send 5 messages instead of a single message. You can see that all the 5 messages it has received directly. So whenever a client has sent a message, it's not required for the message EJB to wait for that particular message, and it will just register to the queue based on the message listener, and the message will be received automatically by using MDBs. There's a difference between receive method and MDB. Is it clear, Vijay?
But here, why we are receiving 5 first and 1 later?
No, see, for queue, there is no order maintenance. That's what we have discussed, right?
Okay.
So many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website h2kinfosys.com. On our website h2kinfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. Call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or h2kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.